There are 4 steps to fix a broken system. Step 1 is you do nothing. You just wait a few weeks and see if it goes away on its own. Sometimes this happens. If that doesn't help, you go to step 2, which is you assess the input quality. Because if you have bad inputs, you'll get bad outputs. It's like using expired ingredients and expecting a 5-star meal. That just doesn't work. So if the quality of inputs change or got worse, you need to fix that, which means if your sales reps are not using the right tonality in their calls, that's fundamentally the input quality changed, which means you'll get a lower output, which means the bottleneck and how to fix it would be to give your sales reps a proper tonality training so they actually say it right. Now, if you see that the input quality has stayed the same, you go to the 3rd step. And here's the thing, extreme change is noticeable, but gradual change isn't. So you need to check the processes of the system, which means your SOPs, your scripts, anything you basically do to see if you gradually started changing it. For example, we used to send voice notes over DMs for a long time to set appointments. And when I started the system at first, I had a script that I always used to use. And then for the first 50 voice notes or so that I sent out for outreach, I was reading the script. After the 50th time, I thought I don't need the script anymore because I knew it word by word. And so I stopped using it. And then I did 50 more with what I thought was the script. And it probably was. And I did 50 more and 50 more and 100 more. And gradually I started leaving out a word. And then I left out another word, but I didn't notice because I never took a look back at the script because I thought, this is it. I know this. I've been doing it the same all the time because it was a gradual change over hundreds of iterations that I just didn't notice. And then one day I was like, wait, we're completely out of KPI. What happened? And then I looked at the script and I realized that I changed the entire first sentence into something completely new. And your sales reps might be doing the exact same thing. And if those 3 didn't help, then you go on step 4 and it has to be this. There are no other options. So looking at the feedback from the system, so present and past, and using your understanding from your niche, from recent sales calls, client interviews, and stuff like that, you need to try and figure out a change in environment. So the market the system operates in. And environments in the system are basically stuff like platform limits, certain beliefs that your niche holds over certain subjects that your product covers, and stuff like that. If those beliefs gradually change because of a new trend, that's a change in environment, a change in your market that might affect how your systems operate. Or if suddenly LinkedIn, for example, decides to cut their DM limits in half, or they decide to make a spam filter into their messages, which previously didn't exist, then that obviously will change how your system operates. And so you need to find these market changes and adapt to them because the systems that survives are the ones who can adapt the most. That's just like in nature. If the system stays the same all the time, then you're not doing anything against entropy, which means your system will die. And changes in the environment in your market can also happen gradually or instantly. But if you've done step 1, 2, and 3 properly, and I really mean properly because 95% of the time, that's where things get broken. If these 3 don't explain why the system is broken, the answer has to be number 4. And so once you know what's changed, you just adjust the process accordingly, and then your system will function again. And so at this point, you have a pipeline. You understand how your business works as a system. You know how to open that pipeline up to allow more water, you could say, to flow through. And so now you're basically ready to increase the inputs that go in.